Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 stand up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Shut up, Gina. Let me start off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Bring everybody on.
What? Am I missing something? Why you got on that heavy jacket? What am I missing?
Huh?
What am I missing?
I'm still sick.
Apparently, because it's not cold outside at all.
I am still sick.
I still hear the sniffling. I have gotten much better. Much better. But I drank a lot of tea. I drank a lot of tea with ginger and all kind of roots.
Ginger and the roots? They still playing together?
Yeah, when it comes to that tea. Ginger and the roots.
Ginger and the roots. What's happening, family?
Hey there, Mo.
Marcella.
Oh, you got bad weather. Hey, Marcy.
I'm trying to figure out where he is too, Gina. He took a trip somewhere in the North Coast.
I'm telling you.
I'm like, wait, what?
You just missing the scarf. That's all.
It's gonna be worse, Greg, because you're gonna sweat and sweat. You're gonna be sweating.
Oh, when you sweat it out. That's what you do. You sweat it out.
Yeah, okay.
I'm almost there. It's gonna be all right. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Dope Living TV Live. Did I say the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily Dope Living TV or its affiliates? We got this. All right, we got this. So, Byron says he's also battling cold that they think he caught on his return trip from Vegas. Yeah, man, it's different out there. Anyway, welcome to the show. We got a great week of shows today. This week.
We're gonna do a whole week today. I think not.
Today.
4 hours. 1 hour.
4 hours. 4 of them things. Hey man, shout out to Brown Skin Coffee, Tea and Wine. They had the Derby Day last week.
I saw that, y'all.
Was that you in the blue? Tell me that one's not you in the blue.
I had on jeans and gym shoes, jeans shorts and gym shoes, t-shirt and a hat. All right.
Why? What'd you see?
No, it was not
That
me.
wasn't
Me in the blue.
What'd you see?
Okay, let's not talk about anybody because now the person in blue gonna be like, "Why? What you at? What were you?"
No, they were clowning. But I couldn't clearly see the face. I couldn't clearly see the face because he was like he was riding a horse.
Oh Lord!
Everybody had a good time out there. Okay, it was about celebrating the Kentucky Derby, and people came out. They showed up.
Yeah, I didn't know you were serious about the real horses.
I told you.
Oh, I missed that.
I thought he was playing. I thought he was being Greg Gray.
Horses were out there.
Horses were out there.
And they must have been thoroughly cleansed because I didn't see no horse shit nowhere.
Say they relieved themselves before they came.
Must have did it already in the truck or something.
Well, that's a good thing.
They have a thing hanging up under their tail, kind of like a sling or something to catch.
No, they didn't. No.
Okay.
They were out there, but it was a good time. Everybody, it was good, and
they had a catcher on.
It's kind of funny, Mo. A horse name that had Mo in its name.
Yeah.
Oh, did it win, Mo?
No, it didn't win.
No, I didn't think so. It was
Oh, one
another horse
horse
that won.
won.
The horse that had
Not
the
the
word
Derby.
mo, he did win.
Not the Derby though.
He won his race. It wasn't the main race.
Oh,
Okay.
The big one.
I don't know.
Derby.
I've
That was
been
a trip
before.
because it was 20,000 people up on the hill at the betting, and I bet you 1,000 people bet on that winner. That tent was packed. When that horse won, people were screaming up from the top of that hill, and they all came running down there. Give me my money.
Give me my money.
The
Show me
line
the
was
money.
all the way out the betting tent.
that must be a winning horse.
Yeah.
Well,
And see,
I
that's
mean,
what-
the name of the horse was
that, and we could even put that into the conversation tonight. We're talking about stereotypes and everything. Okay, so a bunch of folks, man, they especially black folks. Let's go there because we always throwing stereotypes at us. All right, so
What you saying? We stereotyping the horses?
no, I'm saying we win some money, but we think we won some money, and we're gonna claim it whether we want it or not. Okay, I mean it's like people think that about us. Okay, so there's a lot of stereotypes to think about, huh? Well, it's not exactly that. Well, I gotta address because a lot of people came in on me about Marcy leaving the show about with the film. Marcy is and I'm not stereotyping her. Marcy has a different level of moral commitment. So certain things that she's not going to attend
Tolerate.
to, and we got to respect everybody for everything that they do. So shout out to Marcella for staying true to what she is, and
That's my sister.
I'm not compromising.
I just said we're gonna keep it moving. Damn it!
Watch your language, boy.
Damn it!
Boy.
Damn it! You want to shut up now? Damn. Anyway.
No.
Y'all a trip.
Maurice stopped us today. Maurice had to chill us out the other day. Maurice, you can't chill me out today. Okay, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Now I tried to get. She just can't take a compliment. She just got to have the last word. You ain't gonna have it today. It's not
Okay, what are we talking about today?
Anyway, stereotypes. She still would have had the last word. Shut up. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm not your son. I'm not your son. Don't tell me to shut up. We're not here to do that.
Be
That's
quiet.
disrespectful.
Damn.
Disrespectful.
I'm going home.
Bro, let this roll. Marcel, I just gave you. I just gave
I
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Jesus.
I'm going home.
Mere mortals don't understand superheroes like Marcy.
Byron.
That's not me. Anyway, again, we just wanted to talk about some stereotypes. You're already home. You're in the pink room.
I'm not home.
Oh. All right, but stereotypes, man, they kind of, and to me, stereotypes kind of halt the progress that we've made all these years. Okay, they halt sometimes people getting jobs. They halt people that want to be in these relationships. Okay, stereotypes they do a lot of damage, don't y'all think?
Yes, especially between the cultures. You got a lot of especially our culture. Even you got a lot of stereotypes in our culture that just.
But we throw them at ourselves too.
We do throw them at ourselves, and some of them we perpetuate. Like the big thing. So
Oh well, that's not a stereotype.
I'm just saying we throw it around and we perpetuate it. I mean, that's one, and then the chicken thing. So
Watermelon
thing. Everybody don't like chicken and watermelon, although I
do
eat both of them. That's true, but it's not just because I'm black. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then,
I mean, we eat steak too, right?
Yeah.
Potatoes. I mean, so and let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck, man. White people throw that stuff at us, and some of them don't even know. They don't even understand that that's what they're doing. They're stereotyping us.
The herd effect within.
Well, I have to say, black people stereotype white people and other races, and black people too. They stereotype their own races as well.
That's
They
called
do.
a hurt.
You're absolutely
I
right.
mean, I think about times when, especially when I was younger, and I would go into a restaurant with my family,
Mm.
and we would get stereotyped. Oh, they're not going to leave a tip
Right,
all the time.
right, right.
Did you
Exactly.
leave
I
one?
was the big tipper even back then,
So you
but
did leave the tip.
I always left a tip, even if the service is bad. I'll leave something,
Yeah.
not
But
as
would you
much as
still,
I usually
I was
do.
taught that as well.
would you guys leave the tip if you knew that was the situation?
That I did know that was the situation, but I wanted to prove to them that your stereotype about what you're looking at is not what what you have in
What you
your
think?
mind.
Right. There's
Hey, I'm
another
not gonna perpetuate that crap.
there's another stereotype. If you see someone of brown in the brown culture walking down the street, you hear it, you're driving down, you hear people locking their doors.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna jump in your car. And I'm just gonna be honest. I used to do the opposite just because of the stereotype. As soon as I get right next to someone saying, I lock my door and make sure they can hear. Like, look, let's get it back. Yeah, that was when I was younger because it was kind of funny to me. Like, really? Let me show some of you guys how it feels, even though those aren't the people, same people who have done that. But stereotypes to me harm a lot of people.
I have to share this story, y'all. This was so hilarious. So Robert and I were getting estimates for new windows in our house, right?
Huh?
We called Felco. I'm gonna call them out. We called Felco, and anybody that knows Felco, Felco is probably one of the most expensive places for doors and windows. But anyway, we call Felco out. The guy comes out. He gives us this pitch, and then he goes out to his car, to his van, and he brings in like a full size window, like a huge window that it wasn't a display. Like you would think they would have a small. This was a big window. So he's telling us, about, pushing us to get the windows, blah, blah, blah. And so we were like, well, give us time to talk about it. Do you know this man, and he was Caucasian, jumped up from the table and said, y'all not going to buy nothing. Y'all wasting my time, and grabbed his window and left. I
Bye.
looked at Robert. I said,
Bye. That just helped me make a decision. It just helped me.
Right. We definitely were going to buy the windows. But after that, I was like, oh, heck. It was more hilarious than it was
Insulting.
Insulting. Really. We both laughed so hard. But it was a stereotype. He came in there. In his mind, we weren't gonna buy anything, and we were wasting his time. He already had that stereotype in his head.
Well,
that happened to me buying a car years ago. I walked in, I was suited up because I came straight from work, so it wasn't like I was just in jeans and a t-shirt. And I told them, I said, hey, I'm looking to buy a car. And it was about 4 or 5 of them. It was a Chrysler dealership. And they were like, they looked at me. Oh, well, we got cars out on the lot. We got a few in here. You can go look. And then kind of like did the hands like this and commenced to continue talking. I went right around the corner to the Pontiac Benz Mazda place. I walked in. I told them the same thing. I did not look at one car at that dealership because I was like, oh, no. And I went around the corner. I ended up buying a Mazda that day. And I contacted the owner. I sent a copy of my invoice and told them what happened, what day I was there, what time, and how many people were there, and what they did to me. And I told them, this is a sale that you missed. And I think I was stereotyped because of being African American. And I was like, okay, that's okay. I can spend my money elsewhere.
My revenge was this. Me and Marianne didn't need a car. And we went to the lot. I saw this Lincoln MKZ, and I looked. I said, "Dang, that mug this is nice." We had got her oil change actually on her vehicle, and that was the most expensive oil change I ever had. Period. But anyway, I looked at this Lincoln, and I was like, "Man, I like that mug." And I had a Cadillac, and I said, "Dog," and I said, "I want to trade this." And I tried to flag down the salesman. Mind you, Marianne done jumped out of her car, and she done started walking around. So this brother shows up. He said, "What's going on, man?" I said, "I'm just trying to get some help here. I want to take this Lincoln out for a roll." And he said, "Okay." So I took the Lincoln out for a roll, came back, and Marianne, she decided she wanted to trade hers too. So we bought 2 cars that day. The dude that flagged us off, he said that time about, well, I was, don't even fix your mouth, bro.
Okay,
Don't even fix your mouth.
Wow.
He
He had 2 sales. That's what he get.
But y'all know what? It's this happens more times than not. Especially in the industry that we are in, this entertainment industry. Stereotypes are ridiculous. I remember a time where I was going to speak somewhere, and I swear I was supposed to be there at 8:30. Now you guys know me. Do I always talk about being on time? I always talk about being on time. I'm a stickler for that, because I don't want to hear that other side where they say, all of them CP time. You know, I'm on time, and they were like, "Oh, you're a half hour early." I'm like, "Okay." I normally come early so that I can get all of the details and this and that. Oh, we're not ready. We didn't expect you here this early. I'm like, wow, okay. And it was at a place where there was not much diversity. So I was like, let me go ahead and do what I got to do, enroll, because they expected me to stay after that. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna do what I got to do, say my speech. I'm gone. It's just ridiculous. And like Gina said, white people get stereotyped too. So, but I can't, just like Marcy can't, just like Mo can't, just like you can't, Gina. We can't speak for them. We can. This show doesn't have white people on it. We invite white people to come on the show. We don't discriminate, but still, we can only speak from our side. So when we say, just so you guys out there know, when we say these stereotypes that pertain to Black folks from white people and other people, this is just what we've experienced. Right. Again, and that's our disclaimer for that. We're not saying that white people are bad, white people are this and that. Okay? Just saying that this is what we've experienced.
So I
was. And so, well, let me ask you guys this: does the stereotypes, does it ever feel like prejudice to you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Some of it is prejudice.
I mean, basically, you done put me in a pigeonhole. With a whole bunch of other people. Rightly, I don't belong sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And does that make you? And I know Gina. It makes Gina want to just stand up even harder. I already know that. It's like,
take $500, $600 from them.
Should we entertain that though? Should we entertain that?
I was stereotyped at the grocery store. If you guys remember,
I remember that.
I was stereotyped.
You sure were.
I was really insulted, to the point that that happened about 2 years ago. I have not been back to spend my green money at that grocery store.
I haven't been there either after your story.
Yeah.
And some people were telling me I was wrong for saying, don't patronize them. But I feel like, if we keep letting people treat us, and I don't care what race they are, it could be Black people. I don't care. You can't keep letting establishments treat you bad.
Nope.
Because that's all that's in your community. Fight for something better.
Yeah.
There were a handful of people that said, "Oh, you shouldn't be running customers off, or that's all the elderly have to shop at, this, that, and the other." But I feel like we shouldn't accept any kind of treatment.
And I'm in agreement with you. And what happens if it's one of the elderly that they're treating like that?
Right.
And they're dealing with it because this is the only place I have to go. I can get to, on the bus or walk, or something of that nature. And it's not right.
Nope, it's not right.
Totally disrespectful.
Back in the day when crap like that happened to us, and stereotypes and discrimination, what do? We boycott that mug. Boycott them out of business. Get the hell out of Dodge. You know why? We don't need
that's
you.
Unity.
That's right.
That's unity mode. Don't have that anymore. That's unity. But I want to ask, do you guys ever feel that you're stereotyping? I do. When it comes to comedians, I don't feel white comedians are funny.
You don't like Gary
You
Owens?
like Gary Owens? Thank you, Marcella.
He's the only one on Seinfeld. So
I was gonna say
I could count on one hand how many
you got a black card.
Caucasian comedians that I like. I'm just and so I
He
feel like
does,
that's
Gary
a
Owens
stereotype
does.
too. Because
see,
as soon as Robert turns to a white comedian, I'll be like, oh my gosh, what we gotta watch
why?
this.
Why?
I
That's
don't
what I was just going to
know.
ask.
You don't know.
I
That's
think
blind
it's
stereotype.
because the ones they weren't funny. And then when Gary came along and Seinfeld, and initially I didn't even like Seinfeld. It took me a while to warm up to him.
It's
Tim Allen.
I don't know. He got it. It's a different style. It is a different style. I mean, the thing about it is, white comedians try to put lanes on everything. I mean, they got their own lanes for a whole bunch of. Well, black comedians they're more relatable because of we're in that culture, so they were more relatable and it makes them funny. We're able to connect pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Yep, Bill Burr. Bill Burr's hilarious too.
There's a
He
lot
is.
of
He
hilarious
is
ones out there,
funny.
Gina.
Yep.
A lot of hilarious ones out there. But
And
check this out. Go ahead, Marcella.
When we stereotype, the sad part, what I just heard you say, that you're putting all, you might have heard one or two, a few of them, of the white comedians. So now you put them all in the same pot.
And it's
Dang,
a
Gina.
stereotype.
And see,
I'm admitting
Gina.
to it. It is a stereotype. So I
You
think
like
that
So
we
how do
we
you-
stereotype in our own way on certain things. You know what I'm saying? I think everyone has some type of stereotype within them.
Mm.
So are we?
so how do you
Do we
how would you
stereotype? Go ahead, Marcella.
how would you feel if someone picked up one of your books and said, oh, wait, this is a black author. I read a book by a black author and decided I don't want to have, I didn't like that one black author, whatever, and then decided,
I was
would that
offended
go somewhere?
because that has happened. I was
But
offended. We get that in the black author community. There are doors that are shut in our face because it is a black author. And
well,
then there's many establishments that feel like, this isn't our audience.
But isn't it the same thing for the white authors too?
I don't know, because I just love a good book. I don't care who
Right.
wrote it.
And
So
that's a
I don't
preference.
stereotype with books,
But
just comedians.
but let me tell you something. All these stereotype things we're talking about,
Mhm.
isn't that called freedom? To think
Freedom
those
to
things
think.
and not act on them, isn't that called? I think this, and that is what it is.
But people
And I
do
think
act up on them.
That's what I was going to say.
Like
Yeah.
they are acting
I
on
know
them.
you have some
But
actors that
she's
act.
not watching. She doesn't want to hear a white comedian. So hear their concerts. They're trying to make money or something. So they're losing out on this. Look at the car. Look at the car thing. It's hurting people. Even with hiring. There's a lot of discrimination because
right
you come
there.
in. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a black person. Then here's a white person. I have like say I can have 50 degrees, have all kinds of experience, but because of the color of my skin, oh no, here's a black person. No, but here's somebody, no experience, no college degree.
Right.
But you know what? We're gonna train him or her.
Mhm.
So there's a lot, and it really affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
We have to have more of an open mind. Like if you had one bad experience with someone, whether it's a religion, a culture, ethnic group or something of that nature, that's that person, although that group of people right there. That's not the whole totality
You can't
of
build,
them.
so.
We have
can't
to have
build
an
the
open
whole
mind.
argument on that.
You know what? I'm telling you, it's out there everywhere. Even
It is.
It
take for
is.
instance, depending on what type of car you're driving, there's a certain stereotype there.
Yep.
I see the difference when I drive my old beater truck and when I'm driving my Lexus.
Okay, but come on, hold on.
And where you live.
Yes.
And where you live. Because I've had
Yeah.
people come look
Yes.
down on me and then they're like, oh, wait a minute, where you say you live at?
Is that your car? Is that your house?
And they'll stop and let you pass, or come on, you can go. If I'm in my truck, I sit there 10 minutes. Won't nobody let me in.
Well, they see
Well, look at this, and this here is well. One thing I wanted to say was this. Do you know that a lot of advertisers they fully stereotype us for their profit?
Yes.
Cadillac.
What do they call it though?
Cadillac is one.
What do they
but
call
Cadillac has a reason for that.
Gentrification? I don't know.
You go back to
what
the
do they call it?
if you go
They
back to
call
the
it-
history of Cadillac, it's a reason that they stereotype Black people because
Thank you.
Cadillac was going under back when Black people could not buy Cadillacs. They actually went to white people to buy Cadillacs for them.
Yep.
They were going under, and when they got a new CEO, he came in and he said, sell to Black
All that
people.
money in the ground out
And
there.
that's when Cadillac started booming.
Yeah.
But Gina, look at this. You remember, and I remember when that Cadillac came out. My father always did Cadillacs, but he didn't get this one. Remember when they got that cheap version of that Cadillac, that one little cheap ass Cadillac?
That ugly one. Yep, I know which one you're talking about.
And it was cheap, and everybody was buying them. Every black person was buying those Cadillacs.
I had one.
I forgot the name of it. It was a smaller Cadillac. But Byron made an interesting thought.
It was a Cavalier with Cadillac badges on it.
Banking while Black is full of stereotypes. And I'm gonna tell you, when I first started making some loot and put that big ass check in the bank,
Everybody called.
I was in the bank about 45 minutes. All right.
They're calling everybody, make sure
they checking everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, I've been banking with you for a while. I left the bank. I left that bank after that. Okay, because
I don't blame you.
Because the bank got a couple of extra the check got a couple extra zeros on it. It's not mine. I can't have that. It's not.
That happened to me, bro.
Huh?
That happened to me too.
See,
the teller, not the manager, the teller questioned where I got the money from. She asked me that. I promise you she did.
Yeah.
I promise you she did. She asked me where I got the money
putting holds on your check, and I'm like, I've never had anyone put a hold on my check. And it's like, well, it's going to be a 10-day hold. I said, well, hold up. And well, I'm like, just give it back. And they're like, oh, no, we're going to keep it. I said, I bet you're not going to keep my money. We're not going to do that. I'm going to go to jail. We have to keep it. And now process. I said, because you have not processed anything, because I'm handing to you, looking at it. Then how they do it? They look at it, then they look up at you. Then they look back at it, then they look up at you. Like,
I couldn't believe she asked me where I got that money from.
I'm gonna tell you,
I can't believe it.
like bonus checks or whatever, and went in there to my old bank, not my credit union. I'm in the credit union now, but my old bank, you got bonus checks. And you give them a bonus check. Now this is the funky thing. It's the person, because I've been in there with bonus checks either the same size or bigger than the one I was trying to put in the bank. They ain't look at the account. Say, look at the account. You done see the same bonus check come from the same place. Same check. They look at
and that's so crazy to me. I'm glad Byron brought that up, because
it is. That is
really
crazy.
That's not stereotypical.
But
that's a big one.
Great. We always talk about barter black. There's plenty of black credit unions and plenty of black banks out there.
Yeah.
All we have to do is do it with.
But again, to the other point though, Mo, if you came in there with a few extra zeros on your check, would they say something? Would the black people look at you funny?
It depends on who they hired.
Sometimes they do. We're they're looking within our own race and culture. They're looking at us like or must be a drug dealer. Drug dealer.
That's huge, right there.
Oh, yes.
That's huge right there.
You cannot tell me you've never been stereotyped as I was stereotyped as a drug dealer. I was, because I had a brand new car every year. And a neighbor of mine said, how do you get all those cars? You selling drugs?
It's the question that gets me. It's the question where they got to question you and ask you. They have the gall to ask that question. I
was asked that by people I work with, and I'm like, no, I work right next to you. We kind of getting paid the same. Just
You know what
and
I'm getting,
I was
right?
getting cars every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not one that would brag or anything, but when we'd all get off and go through the parking lot, it was like, oh, you got a new car. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you think you got new SH, so you think you all that. And I'm like, I have not said a word. I am getting off. I'm tired. I'm walking to my car so I can go home like everybody else in this parking lot, you know. But you know, well, you must be doing something on the side, huh?
That's
sorry.
interesting because
if I am, it's work.
The stereotype led to led to a rumor. You know what I'm saying? And the rumor can lead to something else. You know what I mean? So stereotype right at the upper level, it's bad. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you ever go into a department store and get shadowed?
Oh, and I walk right out. Hello. Hi, how are you? May I help you? No, but thank you. And I will turn around in a heartbeat. Do you have a problem? Why are you not following these people? I can buy anything in this store. Do not do that.
I remember
what in Nike Town, downtown Chicago. I'm calling them out. Downtown in Nike Town. Okay. Now y'all know me and my son love gym shoes.
Right.
All right. So I think I was buying maybe 2 pair. He was probably buying 3 pair of gym shoes that day.
Mm-hmm.
They came and said, well, how are you paying for this? I'm like, excuse me? Well, how are you paying for this? I'm like, okay, look, I'm gonna need that pair and that pair and that pair and that pair and that pair. Bring out that size 11. Let me check that out, okay? Sir? I said, no. You got to 11. I want 11 in all of those. I want to check them out. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I wound up buying 1 pair of socks is what I did, okay?
But wait.
I bought 1 pair of socks.
I got a good one. I got a good one. You at the store, you buying something, right? You give them your money. They look at you, and then they look down at the bills you're giving.
Yeah. Oh, come on now.
You know, then they look back at you, then they do it again. Then they pull out that little pen and start going. And I'm looking like, really?
Marcy, I tell them I made it yesterday.
Okay.
I tell them I made it. Shout out to Big Green. Huh?
I just got it off the printer.
Yeah.
That's
still wet. The ink's still wet.
I was doing, like I said,
that stereotype is everywhere, you guys. Is everywhere. Everywhere.
1 pair of socks.
And that's why I say I think it comes from both ends, even though we might not realize we stereotype as well. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine how they were looking at Robert and I when we went down to Saks Fifth Avenue for those red bottoms?
Mm. How are they gonna pay for that?
I'm dressed in some jeans and a t-shirt, and you know how
put on red bottoms.
You know how Saks is. I mean, even the workers are all dressed up with heels on and suits,
right?
And we in there with some jeans and t-shirts, and really, not just the workers were looking at us; the customers were looking at us like.
Yeah. And security, I can guarantee they were on all those cameras
until he paid for those shoes.
Right, and then you touch the red bottom. Then the red alert went out. Whoop, 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 whoop. She touched the red bottom.
They're looking like, oh, they get ready to steal them or what? You know? Okay. And they bring you one shoe. Did they bring out one shoe and leave the other one in the back? So if you decide to steal, you can only
get one.
Check this out.
So let me
I was at Home Depot.
Go ahead, Mo.
I was at Home Depot. This brother walks in behind me. Right, I'm walking in. Brother walks in behind me. The alarm goes off as he's walking through the little thing.
Okay.
And it goes off when he's walked in the store. Well, on the other side, on the checkout side, this white dude in a buggy, he just pushed it straight through the express and kept on going out the door. I was like, I mean, they caught him, but after the alarm went off, they turned around and left the brother alone and took off after him. He ran through, with a buggy full of stuff, just ran straight through the daggone the exit.
So where do you think a lot of this stereotyping comes from?
See, Marcy, me and Marcy on the same page. That's the exact question I was getting ready to ask. Where does it come from? Why do people do that? What drives them to do that? Is it because understanding, and that's why I asked the question about is it racial as well. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
racial. It came
a
from
lot of it is.
after they released all the slaves. Well, they didn't want to give slaves no services, none. So guess what? They put the grapevine out there. Hey, they lazy, they work, they shifters, they steal, they do this, they do this. So guess what? That puts a light on everything, and that runs through to this day. A lot of people don't understand that's where it came from.
And Greg, you have one stereotype when it comes to Jamaicans. If someone has more than one or two jobs, because you joke and you joke about it, must be Jamaican.
Huh? The beady bras.
The who? Oh,
I do.
The beady bras.
Yeah, with the little bees.
Well, that's truth. Now that's truth.
Now, is that a stereotype though?
No, that ain't no stereotype.
I don't think that's a stereotype.
Look, take your dirty ass back to look. I'm sorry.
Stop it, Negro. Stop.
Or another one. All blacks are on welfare, and if you check the statistics, we are the minority that are receiving assistance.
Right. We don't receive assistance as whites do.
And we don't want to work, but it's a whole lot to that. It's not that we don't want to work, is that are we getting also the same opportunities to get out there, to get the proper education, to get the scholarships and grants? Yes, they're out there. Yes, we're getting some of them.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot going back to where, you know, it's harder for us to do a lot of these things.
That went back to slavery. I mean, so
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
You have, again, that's part of services. Education, all of that stuff was cut off from us. And they asked us, well, why do we need, affirmative action now? Well, some of that stuff is still going on. A lot of it is still going on. And so in order to cool those fires, wait a minute, hold on. You need to check on Jim Bob and them, because Jim Bob and them is making y'all look like shit.
Jim Bob.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuss, but I did mean to cuss. They're making y'all look like crap, and Jim Bob and them is holding you up. And so now they take away, affirmative action, which is something that some people need. They need that hand up. Some people need that hand up.
And how about no black men in the families?
Right.
That goes back to slavery.
Right.
Times as well. And then also even let's go back to assistance, having public assistance. Whereas back in the day, I don't know, what's going on now, but back in the day, if the male was in the family, they couldn't get assistance. So the man sometime would leave. Let's look at the movie Claudine. That's why I first learned about that. I was like, well, why were they checking to see if there was a male living there and she wouldn't be able to get any assistance? Right. And that's when I learned about that. But, because my family, we didn't go through anything like that. We didn't have to have assistance, bless God. And then there are just so many things that are going on that's actually keeping the black male, from being able to be there with their families at times and things.
But so all that going on, Marcy. Let me tell you something. If things were even, y'all just don't know. If things were even, and they know this.
And I think a lot of this is learned behavior.
That's what I said.
Well, I remember when my son was in kindergarten. He rode the bus. He came home and said this kid pushed his head into the window and called him the N-word. Oh, I was up there the next day.
Of course.
And this little kid started crying. And I had no empathy or anything for this child, because I'm like, you didn't call my child the N-word and you didn't put your hands on him, even though they were kindergarten. But then as the little kid started talking, you realize he had no clue what he had said. Because he said, well, my granddad, he said, Joshua was my friend. My granddad said that's what we call black people. I don't want to hurt. That's my friend. And, we all started crying when it hit us. It was learned behavior. Yeah. And that's when you started doing stereotypes. And that was from his grandfather. He was so hurt that he had, he was just caught himself playing with my son. But, and that's when it hit us, the motorcycle dude. I'm gonna say I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna call him something else. Oh Lord Jesus, hallelujah. Something else almost came out. But it was that grandfather, and he had love for my son. And, you hear the stereotypes. I had a bad experience with a Black person. I don't like any Black people. They're all the same. I had an experience with a Hispanic, an Asian, a white person. So now I don't want to deal with the whole race. Or I had an experience with a Muslim.
Or a bad white comic.
Like for me, my son was murdered by a cop. So it was like, am I to hate all cops? I have cops in my family. I'm all around them every week, several times a week now in what I do. But I can't stereotype. They're all corrupt.
Yeah. So let's get back to this job thing too. A lot of people come out of jail. They're trying to better themselves. They can't get a job because they are stereotyped. I mean, it's. I guess I'm not going to say it's true, but they can rehabilitate themselves and come back and do some great things, but they need the chance. But because of them being stereotyped as, he's been in jail, so we won't deal with it. He's a criminal. Once a criminal, always a criminal.
That's a big.
He might have went to jail for a traffic ticket. Okay, he might have
gone to jail that was innocent.
Yeah,
great.
These guys are coming out of jail after 25 years. They found out they were innocent. They can't adjust now either. So I mean, and with this subject, we can go all over the place with this. All right, but
hey, Greg,
important, yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you this question. Right off the bat, you hit a nerve, because why do they have that question even on the application?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Have you ever been convicted of a felony? That's funny.
And the question is, as an employer, would you want to know your employee was a convicted felon?
Hey man, they learn trades in them jails, man. And you know what?
Come on.
They learn trades in the jail system, and they come out and they can do some things that these people out here can't do.
I was getting ready to say that, Marcy. A lot of them come out with a college degree.
Yes.
So
yes. So we just made a comment. I'm sorry. Go ahead. We made the comment about sometimes that's learned behavior, but also social media, the entertainment field, news, all of that
perpetuates.
Yeah. And so you're constantly hearing this. You're constantly seeing this. Oh, this is how they are. That's why a lot of times when we're, talking about movies and music, I'm like, there's so much negativity, stereotyping and things. And now we have a platform. If we have a platform to change the narrative, why can we not change that narrative from that's all, that's a lot of things we're seeing. And it's, it's perpetuating the stereotypical Black, race or Hispanic race or Asian race. And, my family's a gumbo smorgasbord. So all of it affects me because it's, my family. But so what are some of the things we can do to change, or can we change the mindset of the stereotypes?
See, I don't think we can. I don't think anybody's going to really change. Because number one, it's inculcated into the mind already, and then their parents tell them, and then they tell their kids, and then their kids tell their kids, and the stereotype is always going to be there.
Can we?
I
kind of disagree with you, bro. I think it can change, and I think it can change with things being all inclusive. And I think that a lot of times
that means equal. That's not going to happen, Gene.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times when you involve other races or those ones that you stereotype into what you're doing, whether it's business or whatever, then they see that what they learned about that individual is not what it really is. So they actually get to see,
open up the dialogue.
Most of the time, the stereotype comes from a bad experience, like mine,
from one person or something. Yeah, it could be
right. And so you if you can get individuals into situations where they're dealing with that comedian or whatever they have a stereotype about, and they see, okay, well, it's not every It's not every white comedian.
Right.
It's not
Well,
every black
and
person. And then
it's
that
not,
it can change. I've
but
seen and I've heard stories of individuals that had a stereotype about certain races and
Mhm.
they did something good, maybe saved their life or something happened that changed
Yeah.
that mindset. I do
but it
believe that mindset can be
usually
changed.
have to be that
Yeah.
drastic. But we got the public eye on people like Trump, and he perpetuates the daggone racism, and I call it racism by doing stuff or stereotypes, like doing stuff like black people really gonna flock to him about making a golden shoe or flashy shoe with his T on the side. Think they're gonna pay, and that's perpetuation. He perpetuation that we love the gym shoes no matter what.
Yeah.
You know,
And we need to
Oh,
open
he
up
should
the
have been castrated
conversations
for
like
that.
we're doing right now. And if you know someone that's stereotyping, that's when you see if you can talk to the person. Like Gina said, start putting these groups together. If this is something that you've been, you hear someone constantly talking on a group, well, okay, and I don't mean to say just keep harping on Muslim. Like, why don't, okay, you're this religion and this is this religion. Why don't you guys get together and talk? Because you'd be surprised to see all the similarities that you actually have. You might not agree who God is or something of that nature for a religion, or you might not agree to, about A, B, and C and D, E, and F or whatever, but you can find similarities and see that you're more alike than you are different.
Yeah.
And when you really get to know people, a group of people or a person or something like that, you'll be like, well, wait a minute, this person is from this group, but all I've heard is all this negativity, but this
Right.
person's nothing like that. So then
Right.
you might have an open heart and open mind to, well, let me get to know some more of these people here and see that it's not. But can we take a quick break real quick? There's a young lady, Miss Rachel Gary, who's a motivational speaker. She's a life coach who empowers individuals to take control of their lives. Can we just hear a few nuggets from the CEO of Life, Miss Rachel Gary?
Evolution. Why is it important? And how does it assist you with achieving your goals? When you make the decision to grow and take on your goals head on, you have to be someone different. You have to grow to know something different. So evolution becomes the norm. It's inevitable because you're going to leave the old you behind to become the new you who is ready for your success. Always be moving forward and embrace the evolution. Embrace the new you and be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You.
And also don't forget to join us in the live session every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Cool.
Okay.
Right, all right.
Cool.
Evolutions.
Who's
Now,
the
we've been
guy?
talking about stereotypes, okay, and I gotta apologize because I'm not feeling well, and I have not been able to put some oomph into some of my comments. But that's what you have a team for. Everybody gets in. So I hope that we kind of shed a little light on stereotypes and stereotypical behavior, because at the end of the day, we're gonna be who we're gonna be. And I don't care what people think about me. I really don't, except for these people here. But outside of this group, I don't care what you think about me. You could say, all black people are lazy. All black people are shiftless. All black people are always late. All black people like watermelon. All black people like chocolate. It's a liquor store in every corner. That's where they're gonna gravitate to. If they win some big money, they're gonna buy a whole truckload of cigarettes. Things of that nature. Okay, we are always inundated with stereotypes, but we are not who people say we are. We know who we are. Go ahead, Marcy.
Get to know people. Don't just take someone else's word for who someone is or who a group is or whatever. Get to know people for yourselves. and get your mouth off people and different groups.
Yeah, going on what Marcia say, we really need the truth in this conversation. This conversation is so important to not just our culture, but the American culture. And what we got to do as Americans is just like Marcia was saying earlier, you'll be surprised how much of this hate is built into these families. And they don't know until they go off to college and come back. Some of them run off and go marry somebody of another culture just cause, but what we got to do as Americans is figure our way out around this mess, because it's right now it's done been reled by candidates and these folks on the left and the right. Somebody's setting this fire, and again, like I said a long time ago early, conflict is a mug to keep out of your life.
Gina?
Okay, I'm gonna give white comedians another opportunity.
Check out Bill Burr. He cool.
Yes, I am. I'll watch a few more.
He is funny. You know why he's funny? Because he got a black girlfriend. and his black girlfriend done turned him on to the culture. So you see a lot of culture clashes.
You talking about Gary Owens? You talking about
Gary Owens is hilarious.
Bill Burr.
He
They
is
basically
funny.
yeah. Bill Burr has he had a black wife. And he used to tell how he used to go down 125th Street, Harlem, to go see him. And he's the only white person around. It's funny. You really got to check him out.
And don't forget Gary, Indiana, Lake County. We're voting tomorrow.
I voted this morning. Yay.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm
we skipped all the way over there, Gina.
Hmm?
We skipped all the way over there. We sit up and talk about stereotypes, and you said Gary, Indiana.
And I said, and Lake County.
And Lake County, I'm talking about, we got plenty of stereotypes about Gary. Plenty.
See.
Stereotype, we don't vote. We don't get out and vote.
We don't do nothing.
It's the murder capital of the world.
We just used to be the steel mill capital of the world. When I tell people that, they go like, steel mill capital of what? The U.S. We made all the steel for everybody at one time.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow on the show, we got a gentleman. He's and you never know where you find these people. This man has gone through some things, all right, but he's got a great story to tell. His name is Oscar Leroy. I'm sorry, Roberts. I call him a multipreneur. He's got a lot of hats in the fire, and he's going to come and talk to us tomorrow. He's got his book called Plethora. Forgot the little supplement. No, I'm gonna get it. It's called Plethora, and it's the never-ending beginning. Interesting. All right.
Interesting title.
Yeah, he's going to be here tomorrow to talk about the book, talk about the other things he's doing. He's doing a lot of good in the hood. He got his own. He's a A&R executive. He's building music entity. It's a lot of stuff that he's doing. So he'll be on hanging out with us tomorrow, and then man, I'm sick. Wednesday, we got an actor. There's a new movie by my guy Quincy Trent, right? The lead character. The lead character, I think it's called Judge. Oh boy, I'm not prepared. Sorry, my head is just gone, man. But he'll be on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. His name is Quincy. I'm sorry, Dewan something or another. What?
Not acceptable.
Okay, just go to the lineup tomorrow.
His name is Dewan Ford. He's a great actor. He's been on a lot of movies. You seen him on Tubi. When you see him, you'll know who he is. All right.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
You'll know who he is. Trust me.
Quincy Trent is Weapons of Warfare. That's his movie.
Correct, and a lot of others. But Dewan, he plays the lead character in this movie called Judge Not. And our other friends are in that movie too. Don Brumfield, the big guy. Look at Marcy already smiling on that one.
I know who that is. Yeah.
Simeon is in there. Simeon Henderson's in the movie. So it's just this gentleman right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he'll be here Wednesday. Thursday, I think we got somebody. He'll be here. She'll be here too. A lot of good things, but everybody that's out there trying to live their dream and live it, all right? Because we go through obstacles trying to get there. But you know what? It's so beautiful when you're able to get through and tell everybody your story of what you went through to get to. Right, that's what we do here at Dope Living TV Live, man. We tell that journey. We tell that story. We want everybody to be inspired by the individuals that we have on here because they've all gone through something to get. Each one of us have gone through something to get here today. So take what we say, what we give you, take the journeys, and if there's something you can take from it and use it to further you up. What did we just do? We bartered black. All right, we showed you the way. We sure did. All right, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be woke. I promise I'll be woke. This is Dope Living TV Live, man. And once I get the outro, we'll be gone. All right.
Peace, peace, peace.
Adios.